back to my channel today for another video. Today we are going to be talking about how to start homeschooling. Why is that a big deal? Because homeschooling is a big deal, and it can be very, very overwhelming at first. And so I hope this video helps whoever is watching gain practical steps to start your homeschooling journey. I have been on my homeschooling journey. We are now starting our 8th year of homeschooling, so I do have some experience in this area, and I have loved the entire journey that we have gone through so far. The ups, the downs, and everything in between has been so beneficial for so many reasons. However, that is not this video. I will be making a video pretty soon about my homeschooling journey and how that has just affected my life up to this point. So 8 years of homeschooling has brought me to this video where I really want to share super simple steps to get you started to homeschool. So the first step that I have to share with you is, have you prayed about this? Is this a conviction that you have felt in your spirit, in your gut? Do you know that homeschooling is the best option for your family? It is not like, oh, let's just try and see how this goes. I really feel like this needs to be something that you are dedicated to, that there's no exit sign. And I say that because it will get hard. Homeschooling will get hard at some point in your journey. There's going to be something that is just really difficult for you. And that's okay. It's okay. You will get through it, and it's going to be fine. You're going to be fine. Your kids are going to be fine. But you do have to walk through those hard seasons. But if there's an exit sign, you're going to take it. So I really encourage you, if this is your, if you're just start thinking about homeschooling, or if you're getting ready to start homeschooling, I'm so happy that the blessing this is going to have on your life. But I do want to encourage you, take that exit sign down and just really dedicate that this is what you're going to do. Be convicted and know that you are giving your children the best education that they can possibly have. Your kids will learn how to read. They will learn how to do math. I promise. I promise you. But the other things that you can spend your time teaching your kids is going to be invaluable. So that was the first thing. Pray about it. Make sure you are personally convicted that this is the path that you are going to go on, and take that exit sign down. The second thing that I would say to start your homeschooling journey is make sure that you and your spouse are on the right page. Make sure you're on the same page. Even if they have nothing to do with your homeschool, make sure that your spouse is there with you, because like I said before, there are going to be those hard days where you just really need to vent to somebody. And I am going to be the first person to admit this to you. At the beginning of every school year, there is at least one day where I call my husband at work and I will say something along the lines of, I can't do this anymore. I don't understand why they're acting like this. A, B, C, continue. Again, that's only at the beginning of the school year, because the beginning of the school year for me normally is the hardest time. We're just coming out of summer, back into the transition of school, and it just gets really overwhelming for me. But like I said, those are okay seasons to walk through, and then everything will be okay. But to have that spouse there as your champion, ready to listen to you, and maybe not fix things, but just listen, is a really good thing. And then also to have that partner of conviction for both of you to know that this is the best thing for your family, really helps to set you up for those hard seasons when everything seems like it's coming at you. So those are my first two things. Pray about it, have a conviction, and then number 2, make sure your spouse is on the same page as you are. And then number 3, and this for me is probably the most valuable, is find someone that you know, or find someone in your church group or any kind of setting that you're in any circle that you have. Find someone who homeschools. And if not, YouTube is an amazing resource, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So find a homeschooler and talk to them. Ask them questions. Do not be afraid to ask those hard questions. Why do you homeschool? Why did you start homeschooling? Do you think you're going to stop homeschooling? Ask all of these questions and just start talking to people about homeschooling, because it's really hard, to make this decision. You will start to swim against kind of the normal swing of, events in our culture. And so to have other people that you can kind of bounce ideas off of and gain wisdom from, that's also a really good place to start talking to those homeschoolers. The second part of that is, if you really don't know anybody who homeschools, jump on to YouTube. There's tons and tons and tons of YouTube channels dedicated to homeschooling, and that has been a huge source of comfort and encouragement and wisdom and problem solving on my journey for multiple reasons, but that's a great resource to have, is YouTube. So jump onto YouTube, watch some videos about things that you're not sure of, and get your answers there, or talk to somebody that you know. The next thing that I would say to do is, you need to, if you've done all of those steps, if you kind of understand some of the questions that you had in the beginning, talking to homeschoolers or watching YouTube channels, if you and your spouse are on the same page, and if you've prayed about it and you have that deep conviction, the next kind of practical step, which is the first legal step, I would say, is you need to start looking into your state requirements for homeschooling. You go to your state website and then find the education tab, and then somewhere in that realm will be a tab on homeschooling, and it will tell you everything that you need to do for your state requirements. And I'm not going to go into too much detail about what our state requirements are, but they're very important to know going forward, so that you are keeping in step with the legal requirements that you have to do to homeschool in your state. And the next thing is, once you have all of those down, the next step is to kind of decide what your vision statement will be. So just like any business proposal or any kind of group that you have to create a vision statement that tells the members what the group is about. And it's the same thing with homeschooling. Now, this vision statement will look different for everybody. Okay, I'm going to make a video in a few weeks about what our vision statement is and what we started out with, because I was cleaning out my room and I actually found our original vision statement from 8 years ago, and it was very sweet to see that. But the vision statement is important because it will help you to kind of navigate going forward. What kind of extracurriculars are we going to put our kids in? If spending more family time is part of your vision statement, then you're probably not going to want to be overly busy. And you can control that, because you can control what things your kids do or what things your kids don't do. You can control how long every day that you homeschool for to allow more family time. It's just whatever you and your spouse decide that you want your vision statement to be, then you can create that. And that will help you to base all of your decisions for activities, for curriculum choices, anything. That's going to help you be grounded in those decisions. Now, I kind of just talked about the curriculum. That's a huge thing too. And it's okay, because there are a lot of companies now that offer homeschool curriculum. But again, once you start getting your vision statement down, that kind of starts to eliminate or to highlight different curriculum companies. Do you want a secular homeschool curriculum? If you want to go the secular route, then all of the religious curriculum is not going to be interesting to you. If you want a religious curriculum, then all of the secular curriculum is not going to be interesting to you. So your vision statement will definitely help to navigate where to even start looking for curriculum. Do you want to do a 5-day program? Do you want to do a 4-day program? All of that depends on your vision statement. However, there are still, once you start to navigate what you want, there are still lots and lots of different companies that offer homeschool curriculum. And I think that's a blessing, but also a really hard thing to go through, because There's just so much, what's the best, what's going to fit my family the best. And this is where, like I talked about before, this is where YouTube is just incredible. It has been invaluable to me as far as choosing curriculum, because there are tons of curriculum reviews, curriculum flip-throughs, where homeschooling parents like you and me will share with you what the curriculum is about, how to use it, if their family liked it, how it fit their family. You get kind of a first-hand look at it, because a lot of times they'll flip through the book. They'll show you different components of the curriculum. A lot of times there will be videos that talk about doing a lesson with us, and that way you can see a realistic lesson for this homeschool curriculum, and you can judge whether or not that would be a good fit for you and your family. So definitely take advantage of YouTube when you are searching for curriculum. So to recap before I go over my final point is, one, make sure you pray or have that personal conviction that this is what you're going to do and take that exit sign down. Number 2 is to be on the same page as your spouse. Number 3, talk to homeschoolers, get your questions answered, or go on YouTube and search for homeschooling channels. Number 4 is check your state requirements for what homeschool, what your homeschool needs to have legally. And then number 5 is to decide what your vision statement will be, how that's going to work with your family. 6 was to choose curriculum to kind of start your homeschooling journey. Things will change. I promise you they will. And then the 7th thing, the last thing, and honestly, maybe even the most important, is to be ready to learn. Be ready to learn. And I say that because, 1, you will make mistakes, and it's okay. Trust me. The things that you do in your first year of homeschooling will benefit everybody so much, because you will learn from those mistakes. You'll learn, I really didn't like that curriculum at all. I'm not going to continue using that. Or you'll say, maybe we need to make a change for this child, and we'll see how that goes. And that's okay too. Be ready to learn. Be ready to make mistakes and learn from them. But also, be ready to learn what you're teaching. There have been so many times on my homeschooling journey in the past 8 years that I have learned alongside my child. And that has been so cool, that we can share that that combined enjoyment of something that we're learning. And those moments are so precious, and they're so incredible when both of you, light up with understanding or with enlightenment, like, wow, that's so cool, right? So be ready to learn. Just be ready to learn, to make those mistakes, to learn from them, to choose different choices. But then just be ready for the blessing of homeschool. There's nothing cooler than teaching your child to read, knowing that you did that. You helped to facilitate the environment. You helped them through those challenges, and now they are readers. Or you helped them to solve those math problems and to give them the tools that they need to do that themselves. It's so rewarding to be the one to teach them. So just be ready for those heaped blessings. I mean, they will just come at you in the weirdest ways and the randomest places. And those are the blessings that come from homeschool. Just those moments of enjoyment and joy, but also walking through those hard seasons, which will come, and it will be okay. So those are just 7 steps, practical steps that I would say help you to start your homeschooling journey. Now, like I said, over the past 8 years, my homeschool has changed very much from the original idea of what I had, and that's okay too. I've learned, I've made the mistakes, I've walked through hard seasons, and my homeschool is a reflection of that. So if you have any questions, please put them in the comments below. If you have any videos of how I started to homeschool, put those below, and I will try to respond to the comments and make videos as you ask for them. But let me just leave you with this piece of encouragement. You can do this. You are the best teacher for your child. Walk through the hard seasons because that's where the growth happens. So that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave that there, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.